Hi Capricorns. Happy New Year. Happy New Year and welcome to your January 2018 reading. This is an interesting one. These have been interesting. Whole lot of cycles ending, a whole lot of resistance in the past, with many of the different signs here. So Capricorns, seeing this relationship with a fire sign or an air sign for the most part, quite specifically possibly an Aquarius or a Libra strongly, maybe a Leo. Okay, not going to apply to everybody. These are general readings. I'm getting some pretty specific storylines from Spirit this month. It's definitely going to resonate with some groups of you. So, Capricorn, in the past, you were giving your loyalty and not leaving a situation that was pretty rough. Potentially involving your kids. Okay, something that it just really made you feel like you needed to get away with this retreat card coming up. Something that should have been, someone should have kind of been left alone. The cliche of left out in the cold. They really devastated you in the emotional sense. And I really get the strong feeling from Spirit that this definitely involves your children. Like this is a marriage. This is, a situation with baby mama, baby daddy. Something unforgivable happened here, or you have not been able to learn your lesson in the situation, and this is in the past. And Spirit was cautioning you that the communication wasn't good here overall. But you have really stuck by the situation. I think it is out of doing what's right in your moral compass, basically, and because your children are involved. And your loyalties are pretty deep to this person. I'm really just trying to do the right thing. Moving into the future, it's this work of letting go and kind of letting go in the emotional sense. So there's this movement towards some better communication. There is this offer coming from the partner that is kind of backwards because we do have Page of Cups in the reverse along with letting go. Okay, so things aren't any better now. They're maybe inching in a proper direction, but I think you're kind of just over it. But for some reason, holding on to this is making you feel victorious in the situation. Maybe you're sensing some renewal of the situation, though this is new love. Flirt and new love clarified this Page of Cups in the reverse and the letting go. For some of you, for a group of you, you are letting go of this past relationship that you really, really stuck by for your kids, okay? But the emotional toll was just too much. Something happened here that really, really threw you for a loop in some form or fashion. But you are definitely in the bottom of the present, working toward not holding on anymore. Or conversely, since it's with the Six of Wands, over holding on. Okay, this is like a couple different groups of people. And it's making you feel good about it. Some of you have already left the situation and there's been this new, small sort of offer of love that has come in. There's some flirtations, there's some new interests and that kind of thing. It's making you kind of feel good overall about yourself. The attention, the change of scenery kind of deal. It's kind of helping you forget about this stuff that is probably still going on. I don't necessarily see it really, really in the past. For some of you, you have moved on. I think for the majority of you, you haven't. There's still some level of involvement. But, right now you're kind of, this is kind of playing the field cards. You've had or you've made some offers that are small. They're not that great. There could be a water sign in your midst that's over emotional. But something about this attention and this change of scenery is helping you feel better about everything. It's kind of giving you that charge of energy. But you are still holding on to this from what I can see. So moving into the future, you got the High Priestess of Fire in the reverse. So maybe this is this fire sign coming back in. Clarified by the Lovers. So there is a decision to be made here, certainly, that you have been refusing to make. And that was further clarified by attraction upright, finances and career in the reverse. So for some of you, your work has been getting in the way of your relationship being successful in that real sense. Okay. You're overburdening yourself with other things, and it led to discord in the relationship and potentially some kind of betrayal coming into play. Maybe you've been busy at work and ended up, your partner maybe ended up cheating because you have been almost absent. There's this workaholic kind of vibe, somewhat. And that's for one group of you. There's this intermingling of these different messages and groups here. So some of you are overworking and ended up cheating on because you had all your effort applied into career and finances. And I guess, yeah, your heart was kind of in the right place for that. But is there a element of escapism there with that? So that's one group of you, and things fell to the wayside. Another group of you was dealing with something that you were just sticking by out of morality's sake that was incredibly traumatic and painful for you, but you decided to not move on from. Now another group of you, same scenario in the past, super traumatic, but you're kind of still lingering here somewhat. There is some level of involvement, and I think it has to do with your kids. Extra is still creeping in, but you have kind of ended it, and I think physically separated yourself, and you are kind of seeing other people, and there's other kind of prospects coming into the mix, and it is helping you feel a little more victorious and a little more uplifted. Okay, so in the outcome here, something changes. I don't know, I want you to apply this how it resonates. We've got 3 wands in reverse. So this means that you're no longer waiting on something. And it's telling me because of a potential deception or a potential imbalance, a potential lack of communication. Okay, 7 of Swords doesn't always just mean someone is lying or manipulating. It can mean that. But that can be why you've decided to not wait on this anymore. So really, I think in a very energetic way and in your thoughts, you're going to be moving forward. Judgment in reverse, which was then clarified by the 6 of Cups. So maybe you've had questionable judgment in this situation, that you had been waiting on something. There was deception involved in the situation, which could even be from you guys, Capricorn. And your lack of judgment has kind of messed up this past life connection. This is, my soulmate twin flame card. Okay. I don't like it being surrounded by judgment in reverse and the 7 of Swords. But it is followed by the 3 Cups. 3 Cups in the upright. Excuse me. 3 Cups doesn't always mean third party. I'm not getting that out of this. I'm getting that out of this for one group of you. And I think that's the group of you that have been working too much. And then another party became involved in your relationship, either through your own volition or your partner involves somebody else out of their poor decision making. So, and then that is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So someone has not put the proper amount of work in here. They have been deceptive. They have been manipulative too, which has made you unclear in your decision making and judgments, okay? Which was all clarified then by this Page of Cups again, but this time in the upright. So I really feel this repeating cycle of you kind of take a step back from somebody. There is these lingering connections. Either you live together, you have children together, you work together, something like that. And they keep coming back in. Someone is displaying deceit, lack of good judgment, manipulation. Okay. This has karmic relationship written all over it. Okay. It looks like you guys kind of almost take turns hurting each other back and forth. What I don't like seeing here is that this cycle literally plays itself out again in your outcome. So your bottom of the deck cards. For the Wisdom of the House and Night deck, you got Oath in reverse. This is super, super important to me. Oath is where you need to look at the promises that you're making to other people, and are you keeping up to them? Are you holding up to your own standards? Are you analyzing your own standards? Are you paying attention to where you're putting your energy into? This in reverse is basically giving you the go-ahead from the universe to cut something loose that you really morally felt tied to. You really felt that you had a big reason and you're doing the right thing to stand by this very firmly and very steadfastly. The universe is telling you otherwise. Absolutely, with this coming in reverse. The reason that I mentioned the air signs wasn't just the swords in the reading. We do have the King of Swords in reverse as the base of your reading with the Gilded Tarot deck. Trust was the bottom of the Romance Angels deck at the end of shuffling. Spirit is telling me to tell you that this is to trust that things are going to work out. It's not necessarily trust in somebody else, it's trust in yourself and your decision-making processes. High Priestess in reverse. You're unclear about something. This was the base of the deck for the clarifiers. The clarifiers are all telling me how unclear on something you are. What this tells me, though, with the High Priestess in reverse is that you know the answers already. Like, you really, really do, if you were going to get down to it. The Lovers is here in the outcome. The High Priestess is here in the reverse. Judgment is in reverse. You know what you need to do, but I feel like there's some kind of moral duty, high ideals type scenario in your mind that's holding you back from really just cutting this loose and figuring out a better way forward. It doesn't have to be to the detriment of your finances or your children. There is a way that this can be worked out, because what I'm seeing here is that everyone involved here isn't, absolutely unreasonable. You may be under that impression right now, kind of. I can see the disillusionment. I can see the hurt. I can see you hiding behind it. I can see what you think this relationship is, too. Which it very well may be, but that doesn't mean that you stay with them forever. And that you keep yourself in pain forever. It's time to see the fruits of your hard work. Now, for another group of you, this relationship that is in question is absolutely savable. The common thread of what I see looking at all of this is that everyone needs to stop lying to each other, and everybody needs to really get serious if everybody is serious about this relationship. For whatever it is, whatever your reasons are, whether it's love, whether it's the kids, whether it's the finances, whatever it is, everyone, y'all need to get right. Really. Be kind. Communicate to each other. Create a peaceful environment. Honor each other. And say what you mean and mean what you say. Too. Don't involve other people. Don't seek attention outside your relationship. Whether that is social media or in person or whatever it is. Work wives, work husbands. Hey. I see a lot of that in here. But there's a ton of pain on both sides too. Now I will warn you, those of you that are involved with an air sign, King of Swords in reverse is not a good character. Okay? If you are dealing with an air sign, odds are you are the one that is being cheated on and lied to and manipulated, and that's why you're so confused. And they are really cold about it. Super, super cold about it. And that is why you are really, really not able to figure this out super easily. So as far as this outcome here, I know it sounds like kind of a yucky, grim thing. The reason that these cards here foretold this story of this repeating is to give you, you know, the forewarning. Because you can do something about this. These energies aren't fixed. Okay? They're absolutely not fixed. There's things that you need to see. You need to see this manipulation and deception. If it's you that's doing it, stop. If it's somebody else that's doing it, see them for what they are and move forward in a completely different direction. There is a way to sort this out if your kids are involved or your finances are involved, and you will figure this out. You're going to reach that balance. But the reason that these cards came out like this is so I can warn you, you know, whatever it is that you're doing back here has the potential to repeat if you keep doing the same thing over and over. And I'm not standing here telling you that your January is going to end this way, that by February you're going to be in this nonsense all over again. It's your choice. You can stop this. Now, I do have a message directly from Spirit that just came into my head. Some of you that are working a lot and someone was messing around behind your back while you've been at work a whole lot, don't listen to that nonsense about that's why, that they felt neglected and blah, blah. They weren't there from the get. And I have a feeling that with this High Priestess here twice, some things are going to come out later. And you do have a decision to make. And don't let your attraction to this person overrule your good sense. Okay? Hard thing to hear. We all get stupid. They're dolphin and Nicky. You know, don't be stupid. For those of you that have these new opportunities coming in, you need to heal first, and you need to let go of your past before you involve anybody else in this. Okay? I do see that some of you may have a fire sign coming in that doesn't have the best intentions. I've got fire, I've got air, and I've got water. And earth is certainly present. All signs, you know, are present here. The big messages I got from Spirit had to do with the air sign that is really not of good intentions. And you may not even understand that really at this point. You've had a lot of trouble, but I think the full depth of the deceptiveness hasn't revealed itself at this time. It will. It does in the outcome, but you really have to... This has happened before, too. I would venture to say, those of you that are dealing with this air sign, this has happened before. You've done this before. You should have learned this lesson already, and you need to do something different this time. Don't put up with it again. Trust in yourself and trust that the situation is going to work out. There is divine timing and divine guidance and divine energy available to you and trying to make its way through. You have to break this cycle. And for those of you, you know, like I said, that have this new person coming in that I'm thinking is likely a water sign or a fire sign, slow down, because you need to fix all this over here from the past. It's like, yeah, you may have moved past this, but you ain't really out of it. I almost feel like the past and the present feel melded to me in this reading. Like they're one thing, one seamless thing for one group of you guys. This needs to get worked out. Yeah. So as far as finances, shifting gears out of this, the various love interpretations, looks like some of you may have taken a vacation. The vacation may have kind of put you in a bit of a spot right afterward financially, but you get to work again. You are real smart about your finances, maybe a little too penny pinching though, honestly, but you're doing good. You are definitely putting in the work, and some reward is around the corner. But I do want to also caution you, if you've gotten a little bit, let's say you're working, and if you've gotten a little bit lax in paying attention to the bills and paying attention to the bank account and paying attention to where the money's going and who's spending what and that kind of thing, you could have some trouble here making gains and making headway. You won't see the benefit out of all of this extra work that you've done or these changes that you're trying to make if you're not keeping track of that part. The swords are warning me about the pentacles. And that's only for a group of you. It's not going to resonate with everybody, but that is definitely a warning in this. And be careful not to get too overspendy and luxurious on these new loves, or this rekindling of a relationship potentially. Or trying to buy the affections of this person that doesn't deserve it. Okay? Don't drink too much either. See the possibility for a little bit too much celebration at one point in time and then a pretty hard fall to reality afterward. Okay? Keep your wits about you. I would suggest for the vast majority of you that you take this Six of Swords and put it upright and move away from that situation and into some calmer waters and place your loyalties better with people that actually deserve it. It's perfectly fine to be loyal to your kids, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a package deal. If things are that awful, there is a good way to resolve this in the future without anyone having hard feelings. Is it going to take time? Absolutely. I'm not telling you it's going to happen overnight. It ain't going to be by the end of January, but if you do decide to separate yourself from this and move forward, you have to trust that there is a way forward that is better than what it has been. Okay? So your Goddess Guidance card for January 2018 is Una, and it's easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. You're working through your process. And I'm going to close the reading by reading from the book. Okay, your message is nurturing a cause or a relationship is a long-term commitment and one that can't be rushed. This level of devotion comes from a place of deep loving and concern. I care what happens to my planet and to my loved ones so much that I'm willing to stick with them through thick and thin. This loyalty and not leaving the situation. This isn't always easy, but to me it's the only way to ensure that matters are resolved and healed. I listen to the passionate stirrings of my heart. I reach out and take action to let my loved ones know that I deeply care about them. I take action to spur on my pet causes. Never mind what other people think. You'll benefit by carrying through with your priorities. You'll feel so good about yourself if you take time for the relationships and projects that truly count. In your heart. Do what's important to you and do it with absolute devotion. Okay, so no wishy-washy attention seeking outside the relationship for those of you that are trying to save this thing that could be saved. You really need to focus. You're in or you're out. Where are your oaths? Where are your loyalties? But remember that there's no competition for your true life's purpose. So there's no need to worry, hurry, or feel that you have to force things to happen. So this trust card is super important here. It's calling back to it. The situation is calling for you to have faith and that divine timing is at work in your life. Okay? So take this time that you need to sort these things out because there is going to be a good outcome. It's just oftentimes these good things don't come quickly. So meanings of you getting this goddess is don't worry about your purpose or goals. Make no sudden moves. Slow, steady progress is best right now. Ease into your new life instead of rushing into it. Okay, for that group of you that's like trying to cut and get the hell out of Dodge, and you already got like new people around when you haven't healed yet, and like you haven't completely let go of the past, and you're feeling all like, oh, I got all this attention. Slow down. Because like there's this one group of y'all that's like plodding ahead, you know, slow and steady wins the race kind of thing, and then there's all of you that already did that, and you're like, man, I'm done with this, I'm out. So for those of you that are like, I'm done with this, I'm out, and you're flying forward with your fiery, passionate self, just trying to get the hell out of Dodge, slow down. Don't fall on your own sword. Slow, steady progress is best right now. Ease into your new life instead of rushing into it. Do your new work as a part-time venture to begin with while slowly exiting your old career. That's, you know, as career guidance. I don't see too much career anything in here. I'm sorry if you guys were looking for that. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, Capricorns, and for watching. I'm like blown away with the amount of views and subscribers I have. If you've subbed, thank you so very much. If you are sharing my videos and helping this channel grow, I appreciate you so much. I'm blown away. It's been such a short amount of time, and people are watching and subscribing, and I'm really excited, and I'm really super passionate about this. I've been reading for 20 years now. 20 years now I've been reading and doing various forms of divination, and this is a dream. It's great. And I love doing it, and I love your comments. I love your likes. I like seeing that you guys are watching. It just gives me even more fuel to keep doing this. Let me know if it resonates with you. Of course, it's not going to resonate with everybody. Maybe your messages will come next month if it didn't. But thank you so much for being here. It's going to be a good month. You're going to figure this out. You have a chance to fix this, to stop this cycle. Stop the crazy, okay? Don't go in a circle. It's going to work out fine. I see for sure that your judgment needs to be trusted better. You got to trust your higher self-judgment, okay? So, that's all. I will see you in February 2018. Thank you very much for being here once again. Bye.